Okay, so here we are, got everything back home. Got all the tools that I need lined up, ready. I like to get things very neat and organised. So here we are. But listen, before the build, I have found some old photos just very quickly that I want to show you. So the last time I ran a two-wheel drive buggy was in this picture here, and this was 1989, I think it was. 1989, and that's a Marday Meteor, and I must have been about, I don't know, 12 or 13 in that picture. I've got a few of them, so that one there, and then this picture here is a picture of, because in those days I used to race with my dad and my brother. The blue car's a Laser ZX, that's my brother's. The car in the middle is a Mid-Optima, I think, something like that. And there's my car there, the humble Marday Meteor. That's what we used to race on, nothing flash back then. That is literally just scaffold rostrum made out of bits of old scaffolding. No health and safety back then. This I found as well, Marday Marauder. That was a little nitro buggy that was quite popular back in the day. And then this here is a picture of my brother's car with the top off, and that is a Silver Star speed controller, which we used to wrap in heat shrink sleeving. It was nothing, just a couple of relays and bits and pieces, if I remember rightly, to get really, really hot. Anyway, there you go. Just thought before I build this, it reminds, because this car here is going to be the first two-wheel drive buggy I've driven at a competitive level since 1989. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Let's crack on. All right, so there we go. Everything out. Bags are all numbered from 1 to 10. Got them all nicely lined up. Right, so that's the steering mechanism and bell cranks built. That didn't take too long. Again, it's worth mentioning that the absolute quality of these parts is on another level. You know, I guess if you pay that bit more, you're going to come away with a good kit. So we've now got to fit that to the chassis. So there we go, it's now attached. Again, look at that, how nice is that? It's just down to the little details like the logo on it, the Associated logo. It's just so very, very nice. This car is going to be used purely for carpet racing up until the summer really, and then we'll see where we go from there. But for now, it's going to stay pretty pristine because it's going to be used indoors. Anyway, I must carry on. That's page 1 done. Page 2. Boom, 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 boom. Quite a nice job doing this actually, owing to the fact that it is such good quality. Everything fits just like it should. One thing to note here, look at how small these screws are. They are absolutely midget tiny, and they've just got to put these weights in. Do we need the weights? Possibly. Well, they're there for a reason, I guess, to keep the centre of gravity down low. I don't know until we start tuning it, but I'm going to stick them in anyway. And these have got to be thread locked. But this, hence the reason you need something flat, nice that you can see. Because imagine losing one of those. I've done it before in a build, and losing one of these. I mean, where am I going to get another one of them from, right? Crazy. But there you go. So they've got to go in there to hold them on. Okay, so we've got this far, which is really good. So we've got the chassis side panels on, we've got the weights in and everything, which is awesome. The reason I've stopped is because I need to show you one thing. It says here, look in the manual, 5 screws. And you think, well, 5, surely it should be an even number. But there's always a reason. There's always a reason. So there's got 1, 2, 3 holes here, 1, 2, 3. Then you've got 1, 2, 3 here, which would say 6. But if you look carefully, the reason you don't put one in here is because there's something else going to go in there. So just keep following the instructions as it is. They are not wrong. There's always a reason that they tell you to do the things that you need to do. All right, just, you know, just just to let you know, really. Next thing to do is to fit the servo. It seems quite early to be fitting a servo in a car, but it's what it says to do, so we will do it. We've got that bit ready as well. I might be upgrading this in the future. I'm not too sure, but we're going to stick it in anyway for now. Quite a good little point to make is that before you fit the servos, you want to centre them up. So I've got this little gadget here. Some of you might know and have one of these, but it just helps you to set up without connecting all your radio gear up. One button on there, that's neutral. As you can see, completely out. So I'm going to re-centre that and then stick that in. Thread lock it in, and that's the servo done. There we go, all installed. Okay, now we've got the front arms on. Got to make sure that they're free from movement. You don't actually lubricate anything in here, it says in the manual, and you don't need to. Okay, just to let you know, a little bit of an issue I've stumbled across. It says bag 2 here, so I'm on bag 2, and it says anti-roll bar link here. This bit here is meant to be in bag 2. It's not in bag 2, it's actually in bag 9. And there they are. Right, put the bumper on. That's nearly bag 2 done, and then we just move on, get the steering complete, and then move on to the rear. Bag 3 is steering block time, steering knuckles, so we're going to get them on now. So here we are. Didn't video this bit, it's a bit laborious and boring, but I've got a 2.5mm caster block in there, which is the kit part, but you do get other, you get ones you can put in there, which we'll probably do at some point. Just tighten that up. That's the first one done, that's the left hand side. So just got the right hand side to do now. Okay, so this is how far we've got with the build. It's pretty much, I'd say, I don't know, halfway there perhaps. Next on the list is the diff and gearbox and then shocks. £5,000 weight. So there it is, there's the diff done. Nice smooth diff action there. Okay, this is the gearbox now, pretty much done. Just got to screw this one in. Now got the transmission on, the gearbox, spur gear, and all of that, all of those bits and pieces on. The wing mounts are on, rear shock tower's now on, and it's beginning to look like a buggy now. All the turnbuckles on now. Everything is ready for the shock installation. Actually, I've got to make the shocks up. Onto bag number 9. Doing the shocks, this seems to be an easy way of doing it because there's a few O-rings and bits and pieces that need to go on. One of these on. This is called an X ring. That goes on. This one here. Another X ring. And then another top hat. Ta-da! And then we get the shock body. We push it down onto that. Nice and easy. And then it's sealed. It's really nice. One of these. Screw it on. And it actually locks. It doesn't over tighten. You can't over tighten it. And there you go. The thing I do want to show you are these shock pliers. These are Corelli ones, and they're made of a hard plastic so it doesn't score the shaft. Really nice little tool, which I'm going to show you here. And this is for putting the shock eyelets on, because that's a bit annoying on your fingers, that. And it's one of these. I did wonder what that was. I've got their toolkit. I'll put a description. Oh, sorry, I'll put a link in the description of that. You just wind it up until you're about where you should be. And there you go. Fill the shocks up, 35 weight in the front and 30 weight in the rear. Shocks all done. Time to get them on the car. Ta-da! There they are. And let me tell you, they are as smooth as silk. Very nice. Now for the body shell. Okay, so the shell's now cut out. I've just washed it with washing up liquid and warm water. That's still wet, so I'm going to wait for that to dry. Put it over there. The paint we're going to use, I always use Tamiya paint. Tamiya paint, in my opinion, is the best paint. Never really comes off. And in true pop-along fashion, we're going to be doing our red, white and yellow scheme on this shell. So I'll get the paint masks on, I'm going to go and spray it and I'll bring it back. So I think you'll agree, this car has come out looking absolutely as sweet as can be. With the shell on, it looks amazing. I love the lines, the sleek looks of the body shell. Looks like it's going to be a very quick, nimble car. With the shell off, again, just looks like an amazing piece of kit. Totally different from the cars that I used to run when I was a kid, for obvious reasons. Technology's moved on. The shocks alone, they're so smooth and silky. The diff, again, silky smooth. The anodised blue bits on it. What a cracking car. Thanks for tuning in and watching this part 1 episode of this Team Associated RC10 B6.4 build. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. I've done it over a series of evenings. If I can give you any advice, don't rush. You know, don't rush any of this. The only thing I did rush was actually the body shell, as I just wanted to get it done really at the end. And consequently, I made a few mistakes, hence the reason there's lots of stickers on this. Anyway, listen, look out for part 2, where we will be installing the motor, which I'm still waiting for, it's in the post. We will be installing this Corelli speed controller, the RS160. I've heard good things about this. We've got the wheels and tyres and such on order as well. So please like, subscribe, smash the old ding dong bell, look out for the second video, and we might see you trackside soon.